What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to some more reviews here, continuing the year of 1995. This one is from June 26th, 1995, and we are coming off the King of the Ring pay per view. And I will say, it was one of the pay per views of all time in the WWF. Hart versus Lawler in the Kiss My Foot match. The best thing I can say about that is that it's over. The new king is Mabel. Like I had said, leave it to WWF to screw up a tournament where you have guys like Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker. Vince McMahon introduces his co-announcer because Jerry Lawler is selling the foot to the mouth. Shawn Michaels is back on commentary. He gets his full entrance with pyro and everything. Talk about ego. Nah, just kidding. Shawn Michaels deserves all the pyro that he gets. Our first match, we have the Smoking Guns taking on some enhancement talents. They pick up the win with the double team leg drop maneuver. After that, we have Jerry Lawler at a dentist's office trying to remove the smell of Brett's feet. He tells us while he's using mouthwash and gum to try to get rid of the taste that the dentist was working in his mouth for an hour and that unfortunately this isn't over. Isaac Yankum DDS is apparently so mad at Brett because of what he did to Jerry that he's returning to the ring. Because before he was the world's greatest dentist, he used to be the world's greatest wrestler who went under a different name. So the King is going to bring in Isaac Yankum to knock the teeth out of Bret Hart's mouth. I never questioned why Isaac Yankum was brought in and how they made it make sense. But to be honest, they could have just brought him in without explanation and it would have made the same amount of sense. Why does a dentist care so much that he would be willing to wrestle? If anything, wouldn't he be happy that Bret did this to Jerry Lawler because he's bringing him business with how much time he's spending working on Jerry Lawler's mouth? I don't know. This is just stupid no matter how you look at it. Next up, we have Skip and Sonny making their way to the ring for a match where Skip is taking on Scott Taylor. Shawn talking about Sonny on commentary during this match is interesting to say the least with what ends up happening, but Skip picks up the win with a Hurricane Rana from the top rope and pins the guy while doing push ups. We get some footage of Diesel playing in a celebrity softball game, star studded event for charity in regards to the Oklahoma City bombing. And Diesel did end up retaining the WWF title at King of the Ring as well. And at the next pay per view, In Your House, Diesel will defend the title against Sid in a lumberjack match. We get some word from Savio Vega, who for some reason is getting an Intercontinental title match. So far, he's won one match on Monday Night Raw since debuting back in May. He and Razor have been feuding with Jarrett, but you can still build this up a little bit more, don't you think? For some reason in wrestling, the booker always has to make it harder for themselves. Like for this one, for example, you know what? I'm probably saying that he probably has been having matches on Superstars and The Zone or whatever the other shows were called around the time. But still, you're promoting it for Raw. Have Savio Vega appear more times on Raw. Give him at least one or two more matches on Raw leading into his match for the Intercontinental title. Anyways, next up we have Man Mountain Rock taking on a jobber. He picks up the win with a submission move. With a feud against Backlund, and they have actually been putting him on TV a decent amount. Man Mountain Rock starting to build up the momentum going into his match against Bob Backlund, who is a former WWF champion. So obviously, if you want to convince us that Man Mountain Rock has a chance of beating Backlund, you have to give him that momentum. Kind of like I mentioned with Savio Vega. It's odd that they do it for some guys but not others, but it is what it is, I guess. And the crowd is actually also starting to take a liking to this guy. So we're gonna see if they continue this or if the momentum is gonna stop soon. Then we get King Mabel coming out to take on a jobber. You know what? They remind me because it's been about 3 to 5 months since I've watched the King of the Ring pay per view in real time. Savio Vega was in the finals, so him getting a title shot actually makes a little bit more sense. King Mabel picks up the win with a belly to belly. Not much here for Mabel after what is the biggest win of his career. Am I going to complain about him not getting TV time? Most certainly I will not. We get some more words from Waylon Mercy. Didn't really say much, but I'll play the clip so you can at least get a taste of what's to come. Pause on that.
Ain't it something? I'm out here on the beach, up here on the lifeguard stand. Now, I know you people must think that's kind of peculiar, but what the heck? Well, Mercy's out here protecting people from drowning or whatever. You know, the funny thing is that when I get to the WWF and I get in that ring, the wrestlers that get into that ring's lives are going to be in Waylon Mercy's hands. Have you thought about that? You know what I mean?
So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Waylon Mercy and his promo ability. We then see footage from the Hall of Fame. I wish that they would go back to this format where it's only friends and family and superstars in attendance. I'm tired of watching the Hall of Fame where fans get their stupid chants in. It's not about you getting in your "you still got it" and "one more match" chants and interrupting the inductee every other sentence while you clap for someone they mention. Let these guys come out, give their speech, get their moment, and that's it. Then at WrestleMania, you have them getting the standing ovation from the wrestling fans. But yeah, anyways, congrats to all those who went in this year. Fabulous Moolah and Tony, or am I gonna get canceled for saying congratulations to her? I don't know. Antonino Roca, George Steele, Ernie Ladd, among others. For some reason, also, Savio Vega accepted the Hall of Fame plaque for Pedro Morales. Like, who the fuck is Savio Vega? And why is he being pushed so hard? Was he a great wrestler on the Indies? What the hell am I missing? He's in the finals of the King of the Ring. He's getting intercontinental title matches. He's accepting awards for first ballot Hall of Famers. Like, what's going on here? Where did Savio Vega come from? Next, we get the Intercontinental title match. Savio tries to get the crowd fired up, but it doesn't really work, proving my point. Where the hell is this push coming from? Nobody's buying it. The Roadie and Shawn get into it on the outside. Jarrett turns his attention to Shawn. Once Jerry gets back in the ring, he gets rolled up, but the Roadie jumps in and causes the disqualification. Shawn helps Savio and cleans house. When we come back from commercial, HBK is dancing on the announce table while Vince is probably stroking it under the table. By the way, Savio picks up the win, but it does not count towards his run at the Dominance Award. But he also doesn't get eliminated because he didn't lose and stays at 1-0. The Roadie and Jerry come back out to confront Shawn, but the show goes off the air with nothing happening there. The show is going to get a bad grade because they need to do way more after a horrible King of the Ring pay per view. Either explain what happened. Like I said, they had a King of the Ring report. Oh, I guess, yeah, they explained there. I was going to say that they didn't even say anything about Diesel winning the championship. I had to remind myself to mention that here because actually no, it was a tag match, wasn't it? I think it was Bam Bam Bigelow and Diesel versus Sid and Tatanka or somebody. I don't know. Yeah, he didn't even defend the title. I forgot about that. But yeah, they need to do a better job at that. And again, they probably mentioned it on the King of the Ring report, which I always skip. But at least come on, mention it on the show. Have a segment with Diesel coming out. Have a segment with Sid, DiBiase, somebody. On the actual show, not just a backstage pre-recorded video with the King of the Ring report. Yeah, I mean the booking is all over the place. Top guys are doing absolutely nothing interesting at the moment, and Mabel and Savio Vega are the next in line to get pushes. Doesn't sound like a show I want to watch. So that does it for the review. There was nothing really to go back and watch on this episode, unless you're a huge fan of Savio Vega. But with that being said, I'm out. Catch you guys on the next one.